Hello and welcome to another episode of Rampage Reviews. I'm Rampage and today I'll be taking a look at the 1/100 no grade Gundam Astray Gold Frame. This model was originally released in May of 2009 and it goes for 4,000 yen, and I got it for 35 euros off of eBay, and that's without shipping because I went to go pick it up in person. Now, even though this thing was only released 2 years ago, it's in fact just a recolor of the red frame, which was released in April of 2004. So this thing is a 7-year-old model, not a 2-year-old. For colors we have white mostly, some black here and there, gray around the abdomen, and of course a beautiful gold plating. We get a pretty small sticker sheet. We get the standard stickers like the eyes and the cameras, and there's also a sticker for the red on the chin and a small red one on the abdomen. And you'll need some red paint for the 2 little squares on the chest. So because of the low number of stickers and places that'll need some paint, the Gold Frame Astray gets an 8 for color. First off, we have the standard Astray beam rifle. You'll have to paint the green on the scope. You get the beam bazooka, but you'll have to do the white on the cylinders at the back. There's the standard Astray shield with a bit of gold on it, and there's some nice detailing on the back. There are 2 beam saber handles with the very detailed beams, and you get the leftover parts to make the samurai sword from the red frame. Now they're all in white, so you'll have to do every single thing in paint, and you also get the special hand to hold the scabbard. Because of the number of accessories and the detail present in those accessories, the gold frame gets a well-deserved 8.5. Because the frame is showing in most places, there's a lot of mechanical detail in this kit. There are the gold vents in the front in particular. There's some nice detail on the side of the head, and the legs are very, very detailed both in the front and the small vents in the back and on the upper leg. It's just very, very beautifully done. Now, it's not quite the level of detail you'd expect in a master grade, but I'm still going to give this guy an 8 for detail. And now we've arrived at what is possibly the biggest selling point for the no-grade Astrays, namely posability. The head can rotate a full 360, you just have to be careful that the white part on the back of the head doesn't hit the black collar on the chest. You get some wiggle from side to side. It goes forward quite a bit and it goes back a really long way. The torso can rotate a full 360. You also get a ball joint in the abdomen, which allows it to go back, forward, and tilt a bit from side to side. The shoulders can move up and down, and they can also move forwards and backwards. The front skirt can move forward ever so slightly, and the side skirts can go up and down and rotate a full 360. The arm has a rotating joint at the top, a joint at the elbow and one at the wrist, and the hand is attached with a ball joint. And because there's hardly any armor to restrict the movement, the arm can do a full 180. And the rotating joint allows the arm to do a full 360 just under the shoulder. You can move the arms out about this far, and the shoulders allow the arms to rotate a full 360. The leg is double jointed at the knee, the ankle is attached with a ball joint, and the foot has another joint to allow it to move separately from the ankle. The legs can come out about 90 degrees at the front and a little bit less at the back, because the back of the leg hits the back armor. The legs are attached to the waist with pins, and there's a rotating joint at the top of the legs which allows them to do a full 180. The Gold Frame Astray will mount on an action base, but because there isn't a custom action base holder supplied with the kit, it can be a bit tricky to balance him on the action base, but even though it's a ground type unit, it holds some aerial poses really well. It just looks amazing up on an action base. The extra joints give this kit a wide range of movement, which aids it in taking on a large number of action poses. So therefore I'm giving this guy a 9 out of 10 for posability. The first gimmick is a replacement part for the right shoulder, so you can replicate the battle damage that apparently occurred in the manga. Next we have the backpack, which can be lowered, although I have yet to find a decent reason as to why it does. And finally we have, of course, the gold-plated parts. I mean, it's the biggest reason why you should buy this guy. It's so shiny, it transforms the entire kit. So for gimmick, I'm giving the Astray an 8. Now, you can't really argue with the way this thing looks. I mean, the white and the gold just work together so well. The little black here and there just finish it all off. The head is impressive. The mechanical details really make this thing look incredible. There's just no getting around it. It's gorgeous. It will look fabulous on your shelf. It just stands out so much from other Gundams. So for look, this guy definitely deserves a 9. Now, as I've said before, this guy is basically 7 years old, from an engineering point of view at least, but it is incredibly well made. The red frame Astray was incredible for its day, and this guy still is. It is incredibly posable. Add the gold parts in, it just looks amazing. Now, it does have some problems. I've had it fall over a couple times because the hips are a bit unstable. It can lose its footing and it will fall, but it's just worth it. Even though the price is a bit high compared to the other ones in the Astray line, it's an incredible model, and if you don't have an Astray yet, you should definitely pick this guy up. I mean, it's just that good. So from my point of view, I think this guy definitely deserves an 8.5. So I guess it's time to add everything up, and you can see right here that the gold frame has a final score of 84.3%, and that places him on the non-master grade top 5 board at number 1 by a pretty big distance. And if you've watched my other reviews, you may know that there have only been non-master grade 1/100s, so the gunpla top 5 looks identical. So that's about it for the no grade 1/100 Astray Gold Frame, and I'll see you guys at the next Rampage reviews.